Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what has been my strategy for the past year that has worked incredibly well for me in the sports card market, despite the market overall really declining in prices, and how I've personally been able to make pretty much more profit than I've ever made in this past year. So without further ado, we're going to hop right into this video. So as you guys know, the sports card market has been going down, steadily declining for the past 2 years almost. Of course, certain stuff has done really well. We've had certain cards go up, certain, vintage has held up a lot better. But a lot of like the base stuff, like for example, a Luka Doncic Prism PSA 10 hasn't gone up in more than 2 years at this point. And so essentially what I've been doing during this market crash is I've realized that if you're getting into very liquid cards, chances are, at least given the overall economy state right now, the next comp that, comes in is probably going to be under the last comp, at least for most cards. There's certain players that are playing very well, but for the overall market, if you're buying a card, and if you hold on to it for a month or two, chances are the new comps that come in are going to be lower than the last comps. So what I've really done is specialized in buying very low pop cards from essentially, I would say, desperate sellers at this point. Guys who I could offer 65, 70% of comps, and they're happy to take it because they're not getting many cash offers right now. There's not that many cash offers out there. If you're posting cards on Facebook, Instagram, at shows even, a lot of dealers even, you'll be surprised how low they will come to kind of bring some cash out, because of course we're in an economic time where a lot of people are trying to save cash. And so I've personally been buying a lot of, cards from desperate sellers, very low pop cards that will not comp again, likely, at least for the next few months. So that gives me a good amount of time to move the cards to collectors and to guys who, are more bullish on the sports card market. So essentially, if you think about it, I'm buying cards from guys who think the sports card market's going to be a bear market and it's going to continue to go down, and I'm selling to guys who are more optimistic. And of course, as you guys know, optimistic guys are going to pay more money. So there's several cards that I've really picked up recently. You've got a Jalen Green out of 149 Purple Ice. So a card like this would sell like once every few months, and I know how liquid Jalen Green is. So if I got it at a good price, and essentially I know, I probably at least have a few weeks to a few months before another one of these sells. And even if the comp comes in lower, I think before then I can get out of it for a good profit to someone who believes in Jalen Green, which there are plenty of people out there who do. And then better yet, of course, this right here is a Ronaldo 1 of 1, as you guys can see. So cards like this I know are never going to sell again. So I can essentially buy it for a great price and just wait until I find someone who will pay a proper price for it. Because a lot of people are desperate and need some cash. But I know a card like that is going to find, itself in the hands of someone who really loves Ronaldo, or is a big collector, or maybe someone overseas, or, someone who's more well off than someone who needs cash right now. And so there's a lot of different cards. Of course, you guys already know the Kawhi Gold that I picked up out of 10. This card sells like once every 4 or 5 months. And then, of course, you got like a Jordan Poole. These cards are quite rare out of 99. I picked up a Steph Curry. I believe this one's out of 25. Steph Curry autos have been pretty much the hottest moving card for me. And that is personally because I live in the Bay Area. So I go to a lot of the shows in the Bay Area. I recently moved down to San Diego, but I'm still kind of back and forth. And I know that if you're buying low pop cards of Steph Curry, you're going to find, the right buyer who has the money that they're willing to shell out for a Steph Curry autograph. So every single one I get for a good price, I pick up because of how liquid they are for me. And even if I make $200-300 on it, and I continue to do that, it's still worth it. And there's been certain autographs I've been able to profit as much as $2,000 from, literally in the span of like 2-3 weeks. At the max, honestly. I've been moving those like almost weekly. There have been Steph Curry autographs I've been buying and selling. That's just one example. For example, if you live in Milwaukee, maybe you're buying up a bunch of Giannis cards from, sellers in California that, just want the money and are willing to take 70% of comps. And if you go to Milwaukee, you can go ahead and get full comp, if not more, because of, the demand for his cards. So I really encourage you guys to kind of, find that, middleman, I guess, service you could call it, but I'd really say just more so, short-term investing, where you're able to, buy and move cards pretty fast. And I'd say if you have enough outlets to go to, it's very possible to do that. Like, I know a lot of people will say, I bought a card, I posted it, on this Facebook group, and it hasn't sold. Like, now I'm stuck with it, and now the next comp's going to come in lower, and I'm going to lose money. But the biggest thing is, post it out to as many people as possible. Join as many Facebook groups as possible. If you guys want a full list of Facebook groups that I'm in, all you have to do is message me on Instagram at SportsCardInvest, and I'm happy to send you guys that, because I truly believe if you have a card that you're trying to sell, you got to post it everywhere. Post it up on MySlabs, while it being up on Facebook groups, while messaging people on Instagram about it, while possibly going to shows and try to move it, because that's truly what it takes in this market. I know it's not as easy as it was before, but there is still a lot of money to be made, and I would say the margins right now can be even higher than before. And that is simply because people will sell for lower, and people are still, if you find them, they will still pay the right price for things. So I realize there's like a group of people that are still willing to pay comps on a lot of things, 100% comp, pretty much full comps, or at least trade. I've had a great amount of success essentially buying, say for example, I buy a $1,000 card that I know was a $2,000 card a few months ago. I got it at a really good price. There was a desperate seller, for example. And then, I think the card's still probably worth $2,000. I just found a desperate seller. So if I'm trading it away for $2,000 value, you can oftentimes get partial cash, partial trade deals where I'll get $1,000 cash and $1,000 in cards. So that $1,000 in cards is pretty much just going to be straight profit for me. And so there's still a lot of opportunities. I know a lot of people, that are collectors really love this market, including me. I love personally to collect a lot of Steph Curry cards, being from the Bay Area. So I'm still buying quite a lot of them for my collection at better prices than usual. So collectors love it and are willing, if they find the card they're looking for, they're willing to pay that money. And so I truly believe if you're finding those desperate sellers and, making them offers, don't be ever afraid to make an offer, because at the end of the day, a lot of people need the money right now. And if you're willing to give them, the amount of money they're looking for, I think they will definitely take it. So I've had a lot more success with making offers and, sellers somehow accepting them for that price. And then based on that, you just go ahead, find a collector or someone who's more bullish on the sports card market, and you're going to make your great margin. So if you want a more specific video about maybe a live stream, I was thinking about, the cards that I'm buying. So of course, a lot of auction houses I'm looking at right now, buying a lot of cards on there, buying a lot of cards on Instagram, making a lot of offers on Facebook groups. It's really worked out for me recently, and I've had a big buyer pool. I pretty much built up probably around 30 to 50 buyers that, are buying cards for great prices right now. And when I get new cards in, for example, I know guys who love Steph Curry autos. I know guys who are looking for Kobe. So I'm just essentially arbitraging and middlemaning as I'm going to shows, as I'm going on Facebook groups, Instagram. So it's pretty much, you got to put in the work. But if you're willing to put in the work, there's certainly a lot of money to be made right now. So I know I've got a lot of messages on Instagram like, how can I make money in the sports card market right now? I really love sports cards, but I also, got to pay to collect them. So if you're just trying to collect cards and, kind of flip a little bit to, fund your PC, that's definitely a great way to do it. And of course, we do have our membership program that gives out specific picks on cards to buy, sell, and trade. So if you would like to join in on that program, the link is down below to sportscardsinvest.com. Other than that, I really hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.